I just want to, trying to get the camera angle right. I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing time and space with me. All those new subscribers, or I'm sorry, I'm gonna move my water to the side. My crystal water. All those new subscribers, or the old ones. I really want to say thank you for being here. Give my love, my appreciation. Let me take a look here. Sorry. I think we're okay. Let me clean the lens. Okay. I am currently going live. I will be taking questions on my Calendly. If you want to book with me, you can donate. Book on my Calendly and pay through PayPal. I want to thank you. I want to give my love, my appreciation, and my gratitude for all those that have clicked on, whether you watch this now or later. I do want to remind you all, I am offering Akashic Karma clearings and an ancient Atlantean healing for those of you that have been maybe feeling really low vibe or not really feeling that great. Healing is a really good way to do it. One thing that does come through from, I want to say the angels, a specific angel, I want to say seraphim. What they're saying is that, healing is for both parties, right? And I really do want to emphasize that, I channel a lot of energy as I'm healing others, and that energy, it's like, pulling from the energy bank does heal me, and it does it does help bring me into alignment as just as much as you. So I just want you all to know that. So I don't know why I want to say that. I don't know. I was thinking about doing a group healing. I haven't committed to that one yet, but maybe soon. But yes, ancient Atlantean healing, and I just want to make sure everything is good. Akashic Karma clearing. I'm also offering private readings if you are interested in that. Please do book with me. Okay. So we have. Sorry, I'm going to my bookings. If you have a free question, or you would like a free question answered, please write in the chat. I don't mind taking free questions. I don't actually feel like anyone needs a free question answered, or needs that, but I do offer that. So do keep that in mind. One thing that it kind of comes from, I want to say a tarot reader. Often we have this question, we want to answer it. A reader doesn't mind, right? A light worker doesn't mind answering that. Sometimes you have a small question that doesn't necessarily require, or you feel requires a purchase, but it will help you in the long run. Get that question answered, right? Feel free to ask it in the chat. And if my guides say yes, then we will answer that question for you, okay? I have Saint Germain here, but I don't know if he's going to be answering. I think Archangel Michael is going to be the one that we will receive from. I'm still shuffling, so I've been healing this entire day. It's like this never-ending, cycle of healing. Buddha's bringing up the never-ending cycle of suffering. It's that right now. I hope to be done with this one way or the other soon. Anyway, let's take a look here. Hi, Silly Rabbit. Hi, Bodhi. Mets. Sorry. Hi, Bodhi. Hi, how are you guys doing? I want you to know that your light's at play, just so you guys know. Feel free to comment, book with me. If you have a free question or you would like something answered, or you just want to know if I can connect to you, please write. I don't mind. Ooh, okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the yes for these questions. Energy's been really low because of I want to say just our consciousness. What came to my mind was unity consciousness. It feels I don't know. I'll see about that question, Silly Rabbit, but I want to get Bodhi first. So Bodhi, let's take a look here. So does Libra man feel the same feelings as me, as I feel? One thing that I can feel here, Bodhi, is that you, or Bodil, is that you've had trouble believing whether or not this person feels the same way or senses the same things like you. When you have a spiritual connection and you're sitting here wondering, do they know, or do they feel the same, or you know what I mean? I feel like you have had experiences with, I feel like you've had a lot of experiences with this person, this Libra person, where you didn't know if they felt the same. In fact, they probably acted opposite. One thing that has become very clear, I think, over the last year, at least for me, and I think for a lot of people, is a lot of people, what goes on inside is very, very different than what's currently happening in the outside. Does it make sense? What this person's inner life is, inner harmony, inner world is, versus how they act and present themselves to the world, very different, right? And this comes through from Ascended Master Mary Magdalene. She's been with me actually, I want to say a day and a half. She's been just like by my side, but she's saying that it's very different. And one thing that we're struggling with just as a whole is expressing that inner world, that inner harmony, that inner self. That's your true self, right? This is someone that you are. This is like the emerging self. That's actually what I want to say. It came from Adama, by the way. Sorry if I'm name dropping. These are Ascended Masters. I did do some healing earlier, but I just want you to know, like, this person's inner world and how they feel on the inside is very different than how they present to you and the world on the outside. So you may be asking us questions, do they have feelings for me? I think they do, right? Why you don't know that is because you're looking too much at how they act and how they present, not so much on what they feel, or not so much on what's inside, right? So let's take a look here. We have 3 cards. The first one's going to be conflict and defeat. I feel here you may resonate with, I think it was a Virgo reading, could be a Leo reading, I'm not sure. If that's anyway, if you have that in your chart, if they have that in their chart, there's just a message that, for you to really watch those videos. But I feel like this person has suffered some really big setbacks when it comes to their love life, when it comes to their opening up. I feel one thing that does come through from Mary Magdalene is a lot of people only allow themselves to open up one time in a lifetime, right? A lot of people only allow themselves to take that leap fully and completely with no holds bar one time in a lifetime. And one thing that's coming through, and this is from our light bringer, is it often takes 2 times at least, right? It's almost never the first person you fall in love with, right? When you fall in love with someone for the first time, or you have that first love experience, it's different than all the other ones, right? Not because that person was special. I'm not saying they're not. I'm not saying that. But because of how you showed up and how much of a leap you took, right? That's what made it special. It's you, right? It was your actions, how you felt, right? One thing I do want to emphasize is that this person has taken a leap already. And often, and this comes through from Mary Magdalene, people only allow themselves to take one, right? To only take one leap, okay? So I just want you to know that, all right? I feel like they've taken theirs, and this requires healing now, right? There's a limiting belief that comes from this person's father's side that makes them, it could be teachings, how our fathers teach us, right? Our moms do as well, but you know what I'm saying, like how we take on our parents' baggage. I feel like this person's father taught them this as well, okay? The second one we have is temptation reversed. Once bitten, twice shy really does come to my mind. I don't feel like this person is able to or ready to give you the relationship that you're looking for, or a connection that you're looking for. Why? Because they're trying everything they can to resist you and not pursue this and not open up. There is a fear of being vulnerable. It's strong. It comes from the mom. I actually want to say it's different than I normally receive it. I feel like this person's mom and him are very close, or this Libra person are very close. And because this person's mom and them are close, they don't really sense or know that they're lacking some intimacy in their life, right? Or they're lacking an emotional connection in their life. Because why? Their mom's giving it to them. I feel like there is a bit of a codependency there. I'm not gonna say it's codependence, I feel like that. But what I can tell is this mom is a bit of a substitute. This mom, their mom is a bit of a substitute when it comes to their emotional connection that they would otherwise be having with you. And this is something that is just there, right? It's very much in the 3D. I hope that makes sense. And then we also have, this is going to be discontent and boredom reversed. I feel like this person, no amount of boredom, no amount of like, you knocking on this person's door is going to get them to change their mind. They're set. I took that leap. It didn't work. I'm done, right? And this is kind of what you want. You want someone who's going to be all in. You want someone who's going to be full-fledged. One thing that I can feel is you've been very careful with your heart. You didn't give it to anyone. I don't think this person took the same precautions, right? I feel like they may have been giving it to someone, and eventually they gave it so much to someone that I feel like it got shattered. All right. So we have love begins reverse. This person does have feelings, but they're too broken right now. I don't mean broken in like a bad way. I don't mean broken in a bad way. I mean like sorry. I mean like they need healing, right? They need to be repaired. They need to be self-taught as well, and that's kind of what our whole spiritual journey is all about. And with the truth coming through as the overall, with the truth coming through as the overall with the number 20, I can feel here. I can feel here really strongly with judgment on the table, that this person is very keenly aware that there is a spiritual component between you and them. It's not the point, right? That's not where their focus is. It's not moving this person. What's going to move this person is them being healed enough and trust themselves enough to do it. Okay. If you want to book, you can book on my Calendly. Everyone, sorry. I will try my best to get to questions that I see in the chat. Otherwise, but I just want you to know that, everyone. Sorry. Just want to make sure that no one's booked just yet. Okay. So I'm gonna leave it there. I want to thank you for that. Let's take a look here. The next person I want to take. Ooh, I want to do Katie because that's a nice one, right? You've been in harmony. You want to know if this is gonna stay being in harmony. I do want to help you, Katie. Anyway, let's see, 11 minutes. We have Saint Germain stepping forward to answer your questions, Katie. So let's take a look here. Saint Germain, can you tell me more about Katie's connection with their person? Their person and Katie and their person have been in harmony. Will it stay that way? Let's take a look here. One thing that is coming through from Saint Germain is incorporating more and higher frequencies of love, right? Our ability to love is greater than we could even imagine, right? In fact, one of our biggest lessons in this, our ascension timeline, which we are all on, is to learn to love better, right? Learn to love more and learn to love, learn to love, right? What that's actually, I'm not saying it's my life lesson, but just as a whole, right? For the beings of light, for I want to say my people, right? We came here to learn to love better, right? We came here to learn to love more. I feel like what he's saying is incorporating higher frequencies of love and learning to channel in that love more and more. One thing that he is saying that often people do in relationships is they kind of wait for the situation or life to make them feel love or to make them feel excited. Why don't you make that excitement, right? Why don't you make a situation where love pours out, right? So like a romantic evening will be key, or let's say giving them a gift, something that they really love. These are the kind of things that help perpetuate and propel your connection forward. All right. So what could you do to make the connection more harmonious, or what could you do to bring in more love, more of that fulfillment? Right. I feel like this person is very important to you, right? And it's important that you don't take a back seat here, right? Be authoritative, take that necessary action. Let's take a look here. So what do you want to say about this, Saint Germain? What do you want to say about this, Saint Germain, for them? Okay. One thing that he is saying is the convergence that all of us are currently in, where the veil's thin. I want to say it's like that. He's saying it does. That's what he's saying. Not it's yes or no. He said it does. I guess it does thin. I don't know. Yeah, that's what he's saying. But the convergence that all of us is coming to a close. So know that things are closing. I see February really being the end. Like really being the end, but I don't know, right? He's saying that the energy that caused the convergence was so powerful, prominent as well, and he wants to say present, that it's lasted this long. So I'm not sure if you know what the convergence is, Katie, or it's someone else, but there's just a message that came through for whoever's listening. We have the Nine of Pentacles, material harvest. What could you do to make your harvest better, right? What could you do? And he's saying, think of from now to February, right? A very important thing for you to think of. Nine of Pentacles is also about sitting pretty. You're in a really good state. I think you both are, right? Both these are feeling pretty good. I think both these are pretty happy. We have spiritual strength reverse. This is a message about you becoming stronger when it comes to love. And this comes through from Buddha, right? how can you channel like a greater frequency of love? How can you love better? And what he's saying is this comes from how can you love yourself better? Does that make sense? Right? How can you give more love to you? And this in turn allows you to give more love to others. And he reminds you, reminds you, and I feel anyone who's listening, never mistake the importance of love. One thing that I can feel for your connection, Katie, is that maybe you're over giving to them and you're not giving yourself enough. He's saying yes to that. Never underestimate your importance in a connection. Does it make sense? Like you're the most important person in your connection, right? And you need to register that. That needs to be understood, right? And he's saying that is where your spiritual strength is going to come in. That's where your connection is going to last, right? Is the happier you are, the more fulfilled you are, the happier, higher frequencies, higher vibrational energies you bring into your connection, into your life, into the people you meet, into the people you have in your life as well. So he wants you to register that, right? How can I make myself happier here? Right? How can I give myself more love? And these things are going to allow more harmony in your life and allow your connections to stay more in alignment. He's saying more in the light, is what he's saying. We also have intuition, but this is divine feminine energy at its peak, right? I feel here, one thing that's crazy, and I just want to throw this out there for you. He's saying like, if you were single right now, what would you do? Right? I feel like there are things that when you were single that you didn't do that you may be feeling drawn to. Don't be afraid to do those things. Don't be afraid to explore those things. Don't be afraid to open up that door, right? I don't know what this is exactly. Maybe it's like going out and to a club, just to dance, or maybe it's to have drinks with friends. There's something like that where it's like, I have this relationship. It's going great, right? But I wish I could do these things. And it's like, don't stop doing those things, right? In fact, I feel like there's a need for you to invest in that more. I do feel there's some inner child healing. There's definitely some needs within the inner child that aren't being met that will help your connection and help the harmony of your connection last even longer, okay? We have destiny in its reverse coming through. One thing that this is coming through from Buddha, don't assume your connection is written in stone. Nothing can stop you from being together. That there are no limits, right? One thing that that's come through really clear for the past year, that our spiritual connections are not finite, but there's limits to what we will take, right? There's limits to what we will tolerate, and spiritual connection, be damned. Like I will not tolerate someone abusing me, right? I will not tolerate someone bringing harm or pain into my life simply because they want me there, right? Or simply because they think I will be better off with that, right? My message to you, is to remind yourself that your connection isn't necessarily always going to end with you two together. You have to make that destiny happen. You have to make that fate happen. It's your choice to have them in your life now, right? And it's going to be your choice every single day. And you are being reminded to not simply say they're my person, they're my twin, it's going to work out. Boom. No, well, that's crazy, right? Do not make that assumption, all right? And this comes to love begins as well. He's saying love begins at source, love begins at you, right? Love begins within yourself, okay? Very key. And then the overall we have is moving on, all right? One thing that I can feel here with that moving on, if you feel like maybe this person and you maybe don't are not working anymore at some point, or maybe you feel like you need to move to new locations, don't let them or the connection hold you back. But I feel like these are pretty good. Six of Swords is moving into more harmony, right? But it's almost like there's a sense of like moving on from this person, or moving on from this connection, or maybe moving on from a period in your life. So I'm going to leave it like that. I can feel it strongly. We also have fertility reversed. I do feel there is some distorted feminine energies within you that cause you to chase this person. There's some needs, is what I'm hearing within you. These needs are these needs need to be met, and I feel like these needs come from the inner child and from your heart. Okay, I'm gonna leave it like that. Sorry, I'm gonna leave it just like that for you. Thank you, Katie, for that. Let's take a look here. Let's make sure no one's booked. Okay, sorry, I have someone who booked. I will be taking Mia. Sorry, we're at 19 minutes for Mia. 19 minutes. or Maya. I want to say Mia though. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Mia, I love your age by the way. I'm aiming for this age, but we'll see. Okay, let's take a look here for Mia. We have 12, 19, 95. So we have, I recently ran into a magician named Brian. Very special connection with this person, by the way. I want to make this really clear to you, Mia. Like, I don't just say those things. I know, right? All right, I received it. Sorry, that's St. Teresa. I received it. But my message to you is that this connection is special, right? I just want you, I guess you know how something like you're like, I feel some stuff here, I don't know though, right? And you have someone just confirms it. I feel like I'm that person for you. At least I hope I am, because I want you to know that Brian is a special connection. Right? I'm not saying anything about your future per se, right? We create our future, we create our life. That's what Saint Germain wants to say. I think so anyway. Yes, right? We create it, right? My message to you though, Brian is a special connection. You meeting him, not a coincidence, right? No such thing as a coincidence at this point, right? Sorry, I feel something energetically happen. Okay, there. I don't know if it was the case exactly, but I feel like there's like this little twitch. So it looked like, when like a little twig, right? On the heart. So it doesn't have to be the case. In fact, how I'm receiving it maybe from spirit. When you saw them, you felt like this thing happened over your head. I know it sounds crazy, but it's almost like your head lit up, or your like this veil got lifted off your head. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm just leaving it like that. I'm sensing these energetic things. Okay. I can't explain it, but it feels significant. Sorry, I didn't read this until now, but I know you should know that because I just forgot it. But I want to know more. If he feels it too. One thing that does come through from our light bringer is that we have that question, right? One thing that comes through from Buddha is asking that question doesn't solve our problems, right? Even answering that question doesn't solve our problems. One of the biggest issues here isn't if they feel it too, right? Can you believe it even if they didn't, right? Can you root yourself in faith and your spirituality and your connection to source, right? Even if they, right, and I really don't want to emphasize this, even if they don't, right? And my message to you is, even if they like, and it's not like they didn't feel it. What if they were just completely oblivious to it, right? You are asking something that at the end of the day, isn't really the problem here, nor should be your focus, right? If I answer this, and I am going to answer it, right? I told you, yes, they feel it, right? You're still gonna wonder, right? The wonder, the feeling of wonder, right? And you, the feeling of uncertainty doesn't come from whether or not they feel it or not. It comes from like this part of you that wants to apply logic or wants your proof to look this way. I have news for you. Proof doesn't look the way we think it should look, right? I was talking to my mom, I think it was yesterday, or it was more like an argument kind of thing, but I'm telling her about my, like how I'm going about my healing, and she just doesn't get it or understand it, and that's okay, right? I'm not forcing it on her, but I don't need her to get my spirituality or get how I'm going about things for me to do it, right? I used to be the case, right? I used to easily be swayed, if I want to actually want to say it that way. Well, my message to you, Mia, is you asking this question, you're it's not really the answer is not really gonna do what you hope it's gonna do, right? I just want you to know that. We have sorry. What does this mean? We have strength here. I feel you in the past life decided that in this lifetime you will meet this person, or in the past, I want to say. Actually, I kind of want to say the past life. I know it sounds crazy. I'm gonna give you a scene, and I feel like you'll resonate with that. At least I hope you do. I see like you looking at this person. Man or woman doesn't matter, but in this lifetime, I see you as a young woman, dressed kind of tomboy. But there is this man, and it's like he's walking by, and you're like, wow, like wow. And I don't know if you ever got a chance to talk to him. I don't know if you ever got a chance to meet him. I don't know if you ever got that chance. But there's this feeling here where it's like, I want to meet that person in the future. Lo and behold, universe went and delivered. As crazy as that effing sounds, I know, but it's important that you know that in a past life, you said you wanted to meet this person, and lo and behold, they helped you as well. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm getting this scene from like a battlefield. where this person rode up on horseback, right? And you needed to get out of somewhere, right? There was a battle, and they pulled you up. I'm not sure if it's the same life. It could have been. It actually does feel like it is. They pulled you up and saved you. It's important that you know that the connection between you and this person is very strong energetically, right? Very strongly, you're very strongly linked. You owe this person a lot. I hope that makes sense. You may be here to help them. I want to throw that out there. I feel very strong, like divine masculine energy coming off of you, but we'll see, especially with that power coming through here, right? I'll leave it like that. Let's see. We have your next one's going to be waiting game reversed. Impatient. You've waited a long time to meet them. All right. I'm sure that's probably gonna make you cry. It kind of wants to make me cry a little bit. I feel like you waited a really long time to meet this person, and I don't mean that person that came up on that horseback. There, that was just them, right? I mean, meet them, who they are. They are the am that I am, right? Or the am that I are. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about, though, right? You wanted to meet them. It doesn't make sense. Not like bump into each other, not work together, right? Meet them. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, sorry, I hope it does, but you waited a long freaking time to do this. Many lifetimes. I see about 14 different lifetimes. I know we have a 14 there, not a coincidence. I see about 10 to 14 lifetimes that you waited to meet this person. Your records are not open yet, so that information is not as concise, as clear, and precise as I would like it to be. But you waited a really long time. It came out anyway. I want you to know that this connection can last to the end of your lifetime if you wanted to. This is someone, they're saying it's a forever person, someone that can last a long time. We have the light coming through as well. When this person saved you in one of your lifetimes, I feel they gave a lot of themselves, or they gave you something, and they've been away from the light for a while. All right. They need someone that's gonna help them walk them back to light. One thing that does come through from, I want to say heaven. Sorry, it is what it is. They're saying that a lot of people walk away from the light, and then they have to find their way back. I feel like you are meant to help this person find their way back to light. I hope that makes sense to you. Okay. It's very important. We have heartache and loss reversed. I feel here that you're meant to help them heal. You're meant to help them, remind them what it is to feel good, right? And remind them what it is to have a high vibration. I remember the first time I've ever experienced like high vibration. I was like, whoa! I haven't experienced that in a little bit. I've been in very deep healing, but I remember when I felt it. I knew in my heart that this is what I've been looking for this whole time. Guess what? When I felt that, it was after I met my person, right? As crazy as that sounds, right? My message to you, and I really do want to emphasize this for you, Mia, is that you're meant to bring this person back to light, and you're meant to remind them what it is to be a part of it, right? Be connected. This comes through from Mother Earth, saying be connected to all that is, right? We have the base chakra. Base chakra is all, our security, our home life, but it's also about fight or flight, right? This person, they're kind of flighty, all right? I don't actually see you having any issues with this, if I'm being honest with you. I feel like this person's gonna be drawn to you like a moth to a flame, but with the base chakra being here, this person, they're still in survival mode, right? A lot of humanity is. What I'm hearing is about 2/3 of humanity is in survival mode. 1/3, which I want to say is part of the convergence or whatever that's going on here, or on this planet. Sorry, there's, I guess, I don't know, ascension. I don't actually know what it is called, but I feel like this person's still in that survival mode. Getting them out of that survival mode is key to this person bringing in more balance and healing, okay? Let me get a card. I need a last card for you. They're saying that the whatever comes out for you for this deck is very important, so please take note of it. Let's see. Let's take a look here. I see 2 cards. They're saying 2 cards. Okay, we have 1. We have Aries Act, and it's reversed here. One thing that is coming through, and I want to say it's from your higher self, but I actually want to say it's from my twin. I'm pretty sure it is from my twin, but whatever. I don't know. It really did come through, like I saw him. But with Act in this reverse, you're going to know when's the right time to take action towards this person, towards this connection, and to like text and call them, right? You're going to know. I actually feel you're very balanced to them. Does that make sense? I feel like you're there's something like, ooh, there's something real special here, right? But you're not overwhelmed, not consumed by that, right? We have Venus beloved coming through as well. Beloved, and they are your beloved. They're your spark, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. It just feels like that. Let me see. So we have the last card right here. This is going to be South Node, the past, but it came out reversed. I'm going to kind of honor it, but South Node is what we're releasing. This person is from your past, period. I know it, right? You can know it too. I think they're like maybe knowing it, who knows, right? But with the South Node being in reverse, I feel like there are things in your past that you have to heal with this connection, this person in your life, that you haven't quite healed. And this is why this person's come in to help you heal as well as much as them, right? This is a mutually symbiotic connection. Sorry, Buddha's bringing up sea life. I don't know why that's coming through. Sea life, like the aquatic, nature, right? He's bringing that up right now, okay? And then we have as your overall Uranus. This is an important one for you. I think the South Node is, and Act is, and Uranus is reverse, change reversed, okay? Your connection may not change in the near future, maybe not ever, in terms of where it's at now, but know that there is a very important reason why this person's come into your life and vice versa. I really do want to emphasize this. You know how, I don't mean, oh, I'm going to cry. I feel like you know how they saved you? I think you're going to save them this time, okay? I'll leave it just like that for you. I want you to know I love you. Maya, sorry. I think it's Mia. But just know that this means a lot, okay? Sorry. So we're at 30 minutes now. Thank you. Let's take a look here. Alrighty, so let's take a look. Let's see if there's anyone else. I kind of want to do Silly Rabbit. Let's take a look here, Silly Rabbit. I like to phrase my question. Can I have guidance about timing in regards to love? Okay, let's take a look here. And then there's career. It's been hard doing it on my own. Okay, thank you. I want to give my love and my thanks to Mia, to you. I do recommend drawing tarot and stuff like that, getting guidance, working on your connection, source, to your spiritual, your guides. Very strong. You are very strongly connected to Pleiadean energy. Pleiadians are very light, bright beings. I want you to know that. I feel that really strongly. Okay. Anyway, let's take a look here. Okay, I guess we have time. Okay. So we have here Silly Rabbit. You want time frame in terms of your love life. Don't expect anything until February. It's really clear what's happening right now on Earth, and the beings of Earth is very sacred, right? This is a very sacred time. It's a very difficult time all of us are moving through, as much as one thing that is coming through, I want to say from the sun. I know it's crazy, but they're saying like there's so much energy that we have to push through. We're so exhausted to move, right? I hope that makes sense to you. It's like I see us being pushed up, and there's all this energy being pushed down on us, and all this energy, and this comes through from Adama. Thank you, Adama. I did my a guided meditation with her. I'm very very happy. She's an ascended master. I don't say from Lemuria. Yeah, it's fine. But all this energy pushing down on us, it puts all this pressure on our lower bodies, and we're not able to move as much, right? We're not able to be as free as much. One thing that is coming through from Source is it kind of contains us a little bit, right? So that we're not spreading ourselves out. But it's very exhausting, right? Because think of it like, when you're protecting yourself with your energy field, it takes strength of will to do that, right? It takes literal willpower to keep yourself protected, right? It's taking literal like mental energy to keep ourselves from being crushed under this energy, right? Sorry, the air's coming up. Very important for everyone to hear that. But know that we have to pass through that in order for us to be free of it, right? I see it as like a really dense energy, like in the atmosphere. I hope that makes sense to all of you. I don't know if you've ever I'm sure none of you have. I hope one day I will. If you take you ever been on a spaceship and you go into space, you know how you have to pass through that Earth's atmosphere, right? It's like that. That's what Source is saying. I hope, yeah, I know, right? I just want you to know, Silly Rabbit, it's exactly that. It's very normal. The more energy on you, the more protected you are, right? So just keep that in mind. So he really does want to emphasize, what's happening to us is like sacred. And this comes from Buddha, right? He's saying that this is a sacred time, sacred moment. So don't expect your love life to change until February, maybe February 27th. It's hard to say. I really do want to emphasize that that what we're all going through is I hope I'm sure it's worth it. Do you know what I mean? But it's been hard, right? It's been hard. So we have stand your ground reversed. I feel right now that you're not quite ready. All your energy, all your mental energy, all your emotional energy, all of you is going to keeping yourself contained, keeping yourself from being like crushed under the weight, right? Sorry, like being crushed as you move up. All right. As sorry, I want to say as you ascend, and if it does feel like it's ascending, right? You're going up as the energy pushes down on you. We're transforming. Who you are, who you're becoming, it's still being shaped. I was with I did a guided meditation with a Dhamma, and they placed something in me, and I saw all this lava coming out, and the Dhamma said, "I am currently shaping and sculpting who I want to be, right? Who I am." And as crazy as it sounds, I was like, I want to be the exact person I was before this started because I loved myself so much. And sorry, whew, my throat almost closed up and the air came up. She's like, I'm not surprised. That's what she said. I'm not surprised. I'm sure. I knew you were gonna give that answer. So she told me. I don't mean to cry. I don't mean to cry, but I want you to know that that all your energy is going to this. You don't have much left, right? You have just very little to give to your work, very little to give to your pets. If you have pets, you know what I mean. This goes for anyone listening, right? Now is not the time for us to be taking on even more onto our plate, right? It's gonna make things take longer, make things feel like they're taking longer as well, right? We have spiritual strength here. Do you see this? How or this person is holding the roof up? Is that crazy, right? For once, Buddha didn't come up for this, but someone like Buddha is coming up like a monk. This you see that's what's happening right now. We're pushing up against this while we're on the move. I just want you to know that this is spiritual strength right here, right? This is taking all we got, and the messages that's coming through. And I want to say from Buddha is that this is where we're at. This is what's happening. A lot of people freaked out, or a lot of people started to, when there wasn't really much of a need. But Source saying that that's all purposeful. As crazy as it sounds, we may trust the light, we may trust our angels, we may trust our guides and stuff like that. But at the back of our mind or at the back of our heart, there's a bit of distrust there, right? Like, ooh, I wonder, right? We're working through that, and that's kind of where Source has been targeting. Making sure that when we when we finally make it through this period, that we trust and believe ourselves more and what we feel more and all that stuff. This has been a trusting. Sorry, it's meant. Oh, sorry, I don't phrase this. It's meant to help us build more trust in self and in others. Self is key, is what he's saying, and we have mental conflict reverse. Okay, so I know that you want love, but it feels like now is not necessarily the best time. So that's the time frame I give. I want to say December of next year. Sorry, December 2026. I don't know what year it is right now. I see this really changing for you, but one thing he's saying is that not everyone's necessarily ready. But let's take a look here. Anything else about like time frame when it comes to love? Time frame when it comes to love. By the way, this question I needed it answered. Does that make sense? Like I needed to understand that that's what's happening, right? That's what starts to say yes, right? I want the other people here as well needed it that are going to listen, that are going to watch this, that have been feeling these things, right? Like if you hear a lot of things about solar flares, right? Anyway, we have rejoice, right? Hang out with friends, soul family. One thing that he is saying for you to do is work through your connections with your family. Those are the key ones. The more that you work through your connections with your soul family, with your with like your friends, or specifically with your immediate family, when you work through those connections, it's going to allow you to feel more fulfillment. One thing he's saying as well, and this comes through from Buddha, and I really do want to emphasize this. Like I live with my mom right now, right? Living with family can help as we're all going through this. So like if you're doing it by yourself in your own apartment, you live alone, it's tough, right? You're doing it all by yourself. But what if you lived with your family, or what if you stayed where you're with like your dad or your mom or your parents, your siblings and stuff like that, or even had a roommate? There's something like that, a message like that, where it's like have people that you can do this with, so that they can help they can help while we're moving up. Okay, and just leave it like that. And we have conflict and defeat coming through. There is a big part of you that doesn't trust love, trust people that you're in relationships with, and trust. I want to say the process. One thing that comes through from Buddha is you don't trust how things unfold in your relationships. So you may draw cards a lot, or you may go to a psychic, or you may I don't know. I don't know what words I want to use for this. I feel like you just you're not allowing things to unfold properly, and I feel like you are creating blocks when there doesn't need to be. One thing that he is saying is that what's the worst thing that can happen in a relationship? What's the worst thing to happen, right? I feel like either you've endured it, or you've gone through it already, or you'll survive it and you know it, right? There's this feeling here where it's like, if the worst possible thing happens, then I'll live, right? Let it unfold, right? Life never brings you something you're not meant to go through. Life never brings you something that you're not meant to experience. Life never puts you through crap, right? For no reason, right? So whatever is happening, whatever's unfolding is exactly what needs to be, okay? With the throat center, the throat chakra here with the authority, I can feel here that learning to speak up for yourself. There's something about your parents coming through. I feel like you talking, maybe expressing yourself when it comes to your parents, or talking to them. One thing that's really difficult is when you have different walks of life, especially if they have a walk of life that appears maybe for the time being like it's mainstream. That's kind of what my mom tried to do to me. They often think they're right, because the rest of the world thinks like this, right? Or it's in TV. Things like this, right? My message to you is to learn to stand up for yourself, for your own spirituality, for your own spiritual strength, for your own beliefs, especially when it comes to your parents. I think I see a mother, okay? And that's it. I'm gonna leave it like that for you. I don't have any other time frames other than that. I hope that helped, Silly Rabbit. Sorry, I think. Ooh, I forgot to put it. Sorry. Sorry, Silly Rabbit. Anyway, let's go to the next one. We have Yamara. Okay, let's take a look here. So we are at 41 minutes. I feel like you were supposed to purchase a reading from me a long time ago. Yamara? I know it sounds so crazy, but maybe that's not the case. I don't think I'm misremembering, by the way. But sometimes you're like, oh, that person. Sorry, I hope I spelled your name right. Sorry if I didn't. So sometimes I look at the list and I'm like, this person is supposed to book with me, or what I mean. Like I've looked at your name before. I hope you don't say I'm just subscribed, but I've looked at your name before and I knew you were supposed to book with me. You are supposed. I'm supposed to answer one of your questions. I'm supposed to help you. So I want you to know. Hi. My name's Edgar. Let's take a look here. So we have your date of birth. I like your date of birth as well. We have, does Ken mean it when he said he loved me? Interesting. Let's take a look here. Let's look at the overall energy in your connection. We have Buddha stepping forward to help answer this question. One thing that he's saying that really does help is quieting the mind, right? One thing that I can feel is like when he said it, I think you knew it to be true, or I think that he does have these feelings for you. But your mind, your mind kind of like, I don't know, I know it sounds so crazy, but I see like this energy coming at you, and your mind just like goes like this, and just shreds it, rips it apart, and then you're left wondering, did I really feel that, right? Does that really last even, right? So I feel like there's something like that about your mind, quieting your mind. Meditation is key. One thing that he is saying is that all of us need to do as a whole, to connect ourselves to the love that others have for us, is for us to be in deep meditation, and for us to go in our mind and look for the love that people are sending our way. Do you know when people say, I'm sending love to you? They are, right? I have crazy news for all of you. That's actually happening, right? It's literal, right? It's a lot of us have a hard time conceptualizing that, but the message that he's saying is all of us need to work towards pulling that love into our energy field, into our energy, so that we feel it daily, right? And he's saying that this comes from me, or even I want to say the love of Jesus, right? He's saying it's that. Let's take a look here. So did Ken mean it? So we have your first one's going to be prosperity begins. Yes. With that prosperity, this is also the truth, right? The pentacles are material, right? It's physical, it's tangible. This person's love for you is truly tangible. I know it sounds crazy because we look at love and think it's I don't know, you know what I mean, like love, right? It's abstract. Sorry, I got like a little pain right here for a second. Sorry, we think it's all abstract, or it's intangible. We can't prove it. We can't even quantify it. All that stuff. That's actually true. The quantifying part, make that really clear to all of you. It is a fact, but sorry, source lab. But with the Ace of Pentacles being here, this person's love that they have for you is truly tangible, right? You can truly connect yourself to it. You can truly feel it, right? And he's saying for you to see it like in the like from far off as a light, and you can wash this light over you. Does that make sense? When you have like energy flowing over on top of you, wash this person's love over you. There is a wound to do with your mother that will be healed during this process. I know it sounds crazy, and I'm not saying that your mom told you this, but I feel like she may have thought it, or she's like, you may not ever find anyone. I hope that, sorry, I don't mean to say something like that. I'm sure it's painful, but I feel like there's a belief in your mom. I feel like it came from the ego that told your mom thought to herself, or maybe she even said it, where it's like you'll never find anyone, or you're gonna be single the rest of your life, or you're never gonna find the right guy or a good guy or a good girl or something like that, right? I guess currently, but my message to you, and I really do want to emphasize this with this prosperity begins, is when you wash that love over you, right? You can ask Buddha for his help. It's gonna heal that wound. All right. Sorry. I don't mean to like air out your dirty laundry or anything like that. We're all of us are going through the same crap. Like I told you, I'm living at my mom right now. I just want you to know that came through really strongly. And when you feel that love wash over you, you'll know she was wrong, right? Send love to your mom. Bring more love into the situation. And there, sorry, I want to say me. I ask you, who can you send love to, right? In that moment, who do you think needs love? I feel like it's a younger sister or a younger girl. It could be your inner child. It doesn't have to be. But I feel like you can send love to someone. But when that love washes over you, when that energy washes over you, and it will, right? It takes time to attune yourself to it. It takes time to truly feel it. It takes time to like really anchor yourself in faith that you're receiving it. I know. It's taking me about 8 months to realize that the guides I receive from are real. Like they're real. Does that make sense? Like they have their own thoughts, their own feelings, own opinions. They think certain ways. I know it sounds so freaking crazy, but it's taken me such a long time to like conceptualize that. It may take you some time to really anchor this, but work at it daily. I see about 1 to 2 days of you doing this, you're really feeling that love and really understanding that a man has loved you. Okay, I don't mean to say that. I have to say it like that. A man has loved you. You have been loved by a man, right? You are loved. Sorry, just like, anyway, we have disruption reverse. And this is the tower. It's going to allow you to rebuild, okay? Like a really strong tower. That came through from Kate. Anyway, we have balance coming through as well, of number 11. In this lifetime, you came into this lifetime to be loved. To have love, to feel all the layers of it as well, right? It's your rights, it's your birthright as well. All right. With the Two of Pentacles and its reversed here, you can't really change that. Does that make sense? I feel like there's like maybe I'm talking to your ego, maybe I'm talking to your subconscious. Oh my God. Okay. I maybe I'm talking to your subconscious. But I feel here with the Two of Pentacles in its reverse, that that a part of you feels that maybe you can't be loved, or maybe you're not supposed to be, or maybe you shouldn't be. And my message to you is it's already happening, right? You're already loved, and there's need for you to remind yourself that you are lovable, right? That you came into this life to be loved, and it's your right, okay? And we have, as your last one's going to be moving on in its reverse. There is a wound to do with your father that you will heal. It's my understanding that you're not as aware of this wound, so it doesn't have to be the case. Anyway, thank you, Josh. With the moving on in its reverse here, I feel the message that comes through the strongest is I feel like you're there's a wound for your father that you will heal. I kind of want to say, I don't know if you have a brother. That's how I see it. But your father and your father and your brother, there's some wounds there that you are going to help them work through, that you're going to help them face. And these things are going to be really beneficial for their life, their growth, and their trajectory, okay? I'm not sure if like you resonate with the fact that you have all these energies hitting you. I'm not sure, maybe, maybe not. I feel like it's gonna help them move through those energies even easier, okay? So we're at 49. Anyway, let's see. Any last message, please? So we have the sacral chakra and we have the base chakra reverse. There is a wound. I feel like this comes from your father. You may use sex or like sexuality as a way to make yourself feel safe or a way to maybe get more love from someone, right? When you practice this, I want to say this meditation where you wash love over. I was thinking about, I want to do a new guided meditation. That's actually what I thought right before, after I did the one I did it with Adama. I actually think I want to do this one to help wash the love that our loved ones have over us. Because when you feel it, when you know it's hitting you, when it's hitting all the senses as well, the right ones, you're like, damn, that's real, right? I remember when I felt the first time I ever felt Source's love, unconditional, by the way. I was shocked. I was like, oh my god, this exists, right? You know, I don't mean to laugh, but I was like, wow, this exists, and yes, yes. I can get it, right? I can lean back and feel it. Yes, it's always pouring down on us. Yeah, I want to say that. Anyway, my message to you is I feel like there is a part of you that uses sex or your sexuality as a way to a way to like get more love. So there's need to look at that. This comes through from a past life. I feel like you may have been I want to say a lady of the night. It doesn't have to be the case. Could be a man of the night. This comes from that wound. Okay. I'll leave it like that. I want to thank you. Sorry. Yamari, or sorry, I don't know how to say your name. Thank you for booking and take care. And let's take a look here. Let's see if anyone else. Huh. Whew, let me drink some water. Very happy. Earlier, I was like healing something on my heart, like crazy, like painful thing. Kind of outrageous, to be honest with you. But anyway, I understand that. Thank you. Sorry, I think it came from Saint Germain. It didn't. He just popped up there, and then he's like, "Yes, that was me." Anyway, if you're ever having trouble, like being, like you feel these things, or you feel like someone's picking up on your energy or picking up on you, and they call you out, don't be afraid to just own that, I guess, or don't necessarily like dismiss it. A lot of people are trying to anchor that I'm feeling other people's energy. Does it make sense? Like I'm sitting here and I know they feel these things, and then you have someone, you ask them about it, and then they say, oh no, I'm not feeling that. That unroots them, right? And this comes from source, right? All of us are trying to anchor our abilities, or anchor the fact that we are feeling these things, right? Into our life. And when we have people denying it, aka myself, is what he's saying, I have done it, it hurts them, right? It could even be harmful to them, right? So we want to make sure that we're being honest with ourselves and others, especially when it comes to these new gifts that we all have access to. This more open consciousness that we all have. It's a beautiful thing. One thing that is coming through from, I want to say Saint Germain, is that we worked really hard to get what we're feeling, right? To experience these things. And sure, it may be overwhelming, always is at first, but we'll get used to it. And I think all of us are feeling that, right? I feel better than I was yesterday. And my message to you is that, I guess. Anyway, ooh. Sorry, I'm just make sure. If you want to book me, please book on my Calendly. If not, it's perfectly okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to burp. Let's take a look here. Does anyone have any questions? If you, I don't mind doing a free one, if you want. If not, it's perfectly okay. And no problem for your reading. Okay, let's take a look here. I'm gonna ground myself really quickly and ground some energies, and then see if anyone else books or writes a question. Okay. Just the kind of dragons help ground me. Let me anchor these energies. Thank you. Anchor these truths as well. Thank you. Sorry. I was like, I wonder what to tell all of you how I'm seeing Saint Germain. Thank you, Saint Germain. Thank you for all you do. We have, yes. Okay, beautiful. I think I saw like a yes or no question earlier. Let me take a look here. Okay, thank you. Maria B is next. Let's take a look here. Sorry, Maria. Alrighty, Maria, let's take a look for your reading. So we have Maria B as the next thing, as the next one. Let's take a look here. So you want to know, does David Taurus, will Dave Taurus reconnect with me? So let's take a look here for Maria B. Let's take a look about having that reconnection, about you rekindling that. I am getting the message again that I got earlier. February is kind of the key for all of us to have that reconnection, for all of us to come back together with our soul flame, is actually what I want to say. I really do want to emphasize that. That kind of comes from Source, but he's not totally sold on that name. But he's like, to reconnect with your soul flame, think February, right? So I do feel it. I do feel in February, or that time frame. He's saying that there's going to be a period in life where all of us feel very guided to meet the ones that we are missing so much right now, right? Especially if you are going through, I feel like the ascension, Earth is actually ascending right now, right? It's on the move. If you're feeling those things, if you're going through those things, you really feel like a lot of people that you want to connect with, or a lot of people that you missed, or a lot of people that you may have forgot about, you remember. Sorry, I'm getting a big yes for that one, right? We often want them back in our life right away, but it's not the time, right? And the message that comes through is understand that, right? One thing that comes through from Source is write down their name on paper so you don't forget, right? I know sounds crazy to say, but I just want to throw that out at you, Maria. And for anyone else that's listening, I'm gonna write Saint Germain's name on paper and make sure I don't forget. Anyway, we have Universe coming through as your first card. Things are shifting. I want to say universally, it definitely comes through, and this is coming through from Source. When it comes to the Milky Way, the galaxy that we're in, I really do effing forget that we're a part of the Milky Way galaxy. I don't know why that epiphany, that realization. I don't know. Yes, we are a part of the Milky Way galaxy, right? I don't know why I want to say that, but it's like, whoa, I forgot, right? Anyway, I feel here now things are changing. Things won't be changing forever, right? We have Hope Reverse as well. There is something that Buddha is saying that you're gonna go through, where you kind of have to, one thing that I have been healing the past, I don't want to say 2 days, but I want to say 2 days, 2 weeks. I have been healing is my relationship, my relationships, or how I show up in my connections, right? Often I tend to chase, right? So one thing that I am currently healing right now, and this is coming from Buddha, is my chaser ways, right? Or the reason why I chase, not chasing, the reason why I chase, right? Nothing wrong with that if it comes from a wholehearted place, right? Or a good place, right? There is a problem if it's coming from a place of lack or coming from a place of insecurity, which is where he's saying mine is coming from. I feel the message that comes through from Source for you is that you're healing a connection. Sorry, there is a need for you to heal all of the distortions or the disruptive energies that you bring into your love life, into your connections. So there is a need for you to lose it. I don't know how to phrase this to you, but I'm gonna throw something out at you that all of us have gone through. At least I have. Maybe you will as well, or have. And you know what I mean. I remember when I had my twin. I was holding on for dear life forever, and it wasn't until I finally let go of my twin. And experience that moment where it's like, oh wait, I thought that was gonna be the worst thing in my life. It was, but I lived, right? And my message to you is, I feel like you have to go through an experience like that. So I feel like it's for your children, but it doesn't have to be the case. Where you just have that moment where it's like, wait a second. Um, sorry, I don't know how to phrase that. Where it's like you have to experience like, oh, of the experience of losing them, not literally, right? But then, sorry, whew, it hurts my heart to say this. No, I know it's hard to deliver these messages, okay? But I feel like you have to experience something like that to realize it was the worst thing, but you can live through it. And when you come back to it, right, which is what always happens in twin flame connections, or what always happens whenever we lose someone, right? Let's say you lose a parent, or you lose a child, or you lose like an aunt or uncle or a romantic connection. You'll meet them again. You always do. That's the point, right? I feel like there's a little bit of that happening, or a need for that to happen with this hope here, so that you can, in its reverse, you have to lose that hope. So remember that you didn't need it, right? Or you don't need to be grabbing onto someone so tightly, right? It's okay, right, to let go. It's okay to give them those reins. I feel like the reason why children came through, and this is coming through from, I want to say from Buddha's lineage. Buddha's lineage is like, we have to, it's like when you have kids, you have to let go, right? And then let them go to kindergarten, right? Or let them graduate to high school, or let them graduate and go to college, or let them leave, right, your house, right? All of us have those milestones in life. I feel like there's a milestone in your love life that you have to have in regards to that, where you have to learn to let go, so and let them walk their own path, or let them experience the things that they need to experience, good, bad, ugly, right? It's like it's important for both people, right? Not only will they be able to walk and experience the things they need to experience, I do feel some karma headed towards this person, but it also allows you to remind yourself that you can survive that process, okay? We have patience reverse as well. There's a part of you, and I feel like it's coming from the ego, which is constantly telling you that you're running out of time, that you need to grab on, you need to make this work right away. Patience, right? And I don't like saying patience in like a I don't like necessarily saying that, but I really do want you to take that in. Patience is necessary here. Okay, I didn't explain it the best. Let me see. Let me see if let me channel a little bit and see how it feels. We have some dragons stepping forward to help me. They say they're going to compress it. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that. Yeah, they're going to compress it so that it's more deliverable. Anyway, do you know when you're packing a suitcase, right? And if you were to use that air machine that sucks up all the air, you can pack way more into it. That's kind of what they're doing in terms of knowledge that I'm trying to impart, right? You just have to. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Wait, sorry. They're saying hello to me. You have to I feel like you have to go through an experience of like losing all of it, or having no hope that you're ever going to be together. A really good example for this is this person getting like married. I know it sounds crazy, right? Let's say they get married and you just lose all hope. That moment where you lose all hope, right? That moment when you let go, and when you surrender, and when you release, that is a moment of empowerment where you really realize what matters most, or what Buddha is saying is you really do understand what you truly needed in the process, right? Or you truly understood how you were so attached and how it was keeping you from happiness. You don't need this person in your life to love them and to feel that happiness for them, and vice versa, right? And these are things that we are all collectively working through, okay? So I feel here with the victory and success, even the failures, or what we perceive as failures, are successful, all right, and are teaching us things. And if we were to look at things from a higher perspective, we can see things truly for what they really are, and really be grateful for the lessons that life is bringing us. Okay. Okay. Sorry. I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna Does anyone want to book with me? Please feel free in my book on my Calendly. or if you have a free question, or if you want a question answered for free, let me know. Thank you. Thank you, Dragon. Thank you, Maria. I do appreciate it. Um, I'm sorry. The dragons were like, maybe try hitting this one more time. So I kind of want to deliver your message one more time, because I know that everyone listening, whether they watch it now or later, they need to hear this. And as crazy as it is, a lot of people watch the readings, that the replies that people get. It's just, I guess, for me, because there's a lot of knowledge there, a lot of information there, a lot of energy there. So let's take a look here. Saint Germain just popped in and said yes. All right. So can you tell me? Can you reframe that? You have awareness. Interesting. When we experience like these really dark periods in our life, it brings us more awareness. And one thing that Saint Germain is saying. Is when we lose our hope, or when we experience like a dark night of the soul, other things or even negative things look brighter, right? Or are able to be seen. And a really good example for this is when we are outside in the wilderness at nighttime. You know how your eyes, like, the pupils dilate, and our eyes fill up with more vitamin A, and we're able to see at night. It's like these things that are lurking in our shadow are not able to be seen unless we're darker than they are. Does that make sense? Yes, it is that. And we're able to have more awareness of those things. So what he's saying is like, I feel like you're gonna go through a dark night of the soul with this person, and it's gonna allow you to see things about yourself that you could never see otherwise, because that dark night of the soul allows you to be dimmer than they are for that moment, so that you can like, wait, I have that problem, I have that issue. These are I'm seeing collective energies really coming through really strongly. Source and Saint Germain said sometime in January we're going to experience this, maybe collectively as a whole. I'm not sure exactly what that means. Sorry, I can feel it. My heart. It's going to be a really hard one to accept, but all of us are going to be able to see things about ourselves we could never, unless we were darker than the things we need to see, right? Unless unless we were more visible. Okay, so let's see. We have Mui on reverse, but I kind of don't want to take that. They kind of flipped out in a weird way. When somebody you feel the energy. Anyway, we have disruption. This is the tower coming through for everyone, with disruption and wisdom. It's not until that tower moment happens that we gain that wisdom, right? For one, and this comes through from Buddha, we gain the wisdom about what we went through, right? Why we went through it as well. I remember I had so many issues to do with money. Money blocks are my Achilles heel. As a spiritual practitioner, I've been a shaman, right? I want to say a truth sayer, a medicine man, for like so many of my lifetimes, and I never made much, right? Fertility, right? Never really made that much. So my how I view money, how I view abundance and monetary gain has always been very limited, and this has blocked me from bringing in more money, right? From having more success. And it came through from spirit, even having better prosperity ideas, right? Or ideas that can bring in more prosperity. It wasn't until like I had like my dark night of the soul that I was able to start healing these things, right? I feel like there are things about yourself, Maria, and anyone else that's listening, that you can that. It's not until the tower moment comes that you won't see something, or you won't be able to fix it, or you won't be able to understand it, and be open to receiving that. Be an open channel. One thing that is coming through is being open channel for your guides to channel in that knowledge, as well. Let's see. We have here. We have here triumph and success reverse as well. I do feel here with triumph and success in its reverse. I will get to you, Uzma. Uzma, I will get to you. Don't worry. You'll be the next person. Triumph and success in its reverse here. What this tells me, um, this tells me, there's more to be had in terms of the failures, right? What Buddha is saying is there's more to feast on. He's saying that it's in some ways it's kind of carnivorous, right? Of an idea or concept. But what he's saying is, during that triumphant success, or at the reverse of it, right? There's more to feast on. There's more to be had. There's more to learn. There's more to grow from. And what he's saying as well is like, think of it like compost, right? You can fertilize the ground more with that, right? And he's saying too much can rot things, right? But the right amount, which is what we normally get from universe, right? He's saying always, thank you. What we always get from universe, is exactly what we need, okay? And we have hope coming through and it's upright. Nothing wrong with hope, right? But hope is really bright. You see how bright that is? That's crazy bright. And my message to you, is when hope is so bright, you're not able to see some of the darker aspects of the things that we go through. All right, of the things that we experience and of the things that we are even the things that we need to heal. Okay. Sorry, I want to thank you, Maria, for listening to the rest of that. It's just important. So let's take a look here. We have Uzma, Akan. Guys, thank you. Help me ground. I will love an open. I will love open general guidance, please. Okay. Sorry, there. Okay, we're at 70 minutes. I don't know what time that is. What is it? An hour 10? Again, we're trying to help ground protect me, keep me safe. Thank you. Thank you, Source. I understand. Source allowed us to channel the information I'm channeling today. The questions, to answer the questions and stuff. I want to thank Selena. He actually did it for her. I hope that makes sense. If you don't know, you know, but I think you do. But a source opened up the channel so that I can receive messages this day. These clear messages, these high dimensional stuff. He's saying that the channel's going to close soon, so I do want to close. I will be closing up the readings. If anyone else wants to book, I guess you can, if you want. If not, you can book some other time. So let's take a look here. Do you want a general guidance, please? Let's take a look here. General guidance. Sometimes we have like limiting beliefs or blocks to receiving. One thing that I would say, and especially it's kind of mine, unless everything perfectly lines up, I often think, am I receiving what I'm meant to receive, or am I getting what I need to get, or is this the person I'm meant to be working with, or is this the person I'm meant to be asking? And this comes through from Saint Germain. Saint Germain saying that it comes from him. I think he loves everything to be nice and perfect, and and this comes from Buddha. Sorry, they're going back and forth. The chaoticness, the messiness is often just as important, right? It teaches us often just as much, right? So it's just interesting. It's just interesting to have those that dynamic coming through. Let's take a look here. So let's get some general guidance. General guidance for Uzma. So we have your first one. It's going to be authority coming through as well. I do feel like you are you have a lot of internal masculine energy that you've mastered in this lifetime, right? Let me take a look here. Sorry. I can feel it. I received it, and then it went straight to like this part right here. I just want you to know, like it just hit right there. This is, I guess, where your heart is. I really do want to emphasize that. But with the authority here, this is, the Emperor energy is all about control, it's domination, but it's about winning. I feel I feel like you've won a lot in life, or you've had a lot of the things that you are in life that you have to be proud of. Does it make sense? That you are very grateful for, that you've done that other people haven't, and that you've achieved that other people wish they could, right? With that authority being on the table here. And what I want to say Source and Buddha are saying is that this allows you to feel very comfortable in your own skin, or feel very sure of yourself. There is a slight shadowy component at the base, and this is coming through from Saint Germain. I feel that's coming through, where you may at times there's a little bit of this. You may at times worry about that success ending, or sorry, or your winning streak coming to a close or something like that. There is a little bit of that coming through. So we have this is reverse partnership and alliance. Yeah, I see. I actually have your message now. There is another component where you feel like you may have done it all by yourself or all on your own. And I really do want to emphasize, I feel here, uh, Uzma, right? I feel like you have a very strong connection to Saint Germain, right? I feel like Saint Germain has helped you move through some of the things that you've moved through. And there is an idea, and I feel like it comes from your ego. I think it comes from your subconscious that tells you that you've done it by yourself, or you've done it with very little help or support. And one thing that he's saying is that this comes from a logical part of ourselves where we look at things logically. I didn't see anyone there, right? That's a good one for you. I don't mean to laugh at that. Sorry. Okay, thank you, sirs. I didn't see anyone there. I didn't feel anyone there, but he's helped you, right? I think your guides have helped you. I feel a very strong mom as well that's helped you. And I feel like angels have helped you, right? Have the success that you've had in your lifetime. Open up those doors and break down those barriers and all that stuff. It's such a strange thing, but I see. I don't know if there was like this period in your life where you feel like life was moving you very quickly through stuff, but how? So your angels and I want to say your mom, they're showing me is like they've had to move you through sections of life really quickly, so that you can make all your milestones or be at the right place at the right time, kind of thing. But it feels like your milestones. That's what I want to say. All right. And there's this reminder that so many people have helped you get to where you are, and there is this part of yourself that needs to remember that, right? That you didn't do it by yourself, and most of us receive energy from our guides, right? And especially for you, Saint Germain, he's giving you a lot, right? He's he pours into us, right? At the very important times in our life, so that we have the energy we need to overcome what is we're facing, the adversity. And the message that's coming through as just as general guidance for you is to remember that you've not done it alone. And that this is a false sense of self that tells you that if you admit you didn't do it alone, it's almost like you didn't do it by yourself. I hope that makes sense. Serious, Saint Germain, it's like these are one of the things that I have been trying to like work out, and it's very difficult to get the wording right. It's very difficult to compress it and to to express it. In some way you did do it by yourself, right? At some level, right? But it's hard to bring in that balance, and there's a false sense of self tells you either you did it by yourself or you didn't, right? Or yes, sorry, he's that's it. I think that's it. Wow. There is a need for you to remind yourself, yes, you did it by yourself, but yes, you also done it with, yes, you done it with the help of everyone else that's helped you, right? And I swear, I feel like your mom, I feel your angels, I feel the light has helped you so much, right? Get to where you are, and it's not to take away that success, or take away that achievement, or take away that source of strength, right? But it's to remind yourself, I'm the one that has to make it through my own life, right? But I'm doing it with the help and aid of the light, or when I'm doing the help and aid of my guides, I'm doing it with the help and aid of my mom or my higher self or my angels, and that is the appropriate way to look at how you're making it through life right now, and how you're making it forward. And there is a way to go, is what they want to tell me, right? I see. I see like this idea though, this ego, this trigger that tells you you're doing it by yourself. You're blocking yourself from receiving their support, and kind of it's kind of pushing them back. But I hope I got it right. Sorry. Let's see the last card. We have light. The light has helped you, and this is Metatron energy coming through here as well, right? Metatron is the master manifester, right? If you have an issue in your life, asking him to manifest, to help you manifest the best outcome is key. I kind of want to say that to you, then I kind of don't, right? I think who you have helping you right now is all you need, right? And this is that reminder that they're there, they're helping you. Yes, you're doing it, you're the one making it through your own life, right? But you're doing it with their help, and always remember that, all right? We have victory and success. So I'm not sure if there's something in your life that you're having trouble succeeding in, or you're having trouble overcoming, or you're having trouble problem solving. You will do it with their aid and their help and their guidance. Sorry, the air came up. Very important to hear. One thing that comes through is I feel like a part of you may not want to take the guidance, or you may not think there's much to be had there. One thing that comes through, I want to say, from your mom's energy or your mom's higher self, is that you may have to go backwards a little bit before you move forward. Always understand that we're always, in the grand scheme of things, we're always taking steps forward, right? We have emotional withdrawal coming through as well. I feel like there could be a job or a place or something that you built for yourself that you may want to walk away from. That is something that is coming through just a little bit. But with the emotional withdrawal here, sorry, this comes through from I want to say from Lucy. I feel like there's like all the help. You know how like you know when you're more humble, you receive more. I hope that makes sense. Sorry, it's just truth there. Sorry. I feel like you're not receiving as much from them now, or you're not getting as much from them, or you're not open to their suggestions because you've hit this certain status quo, right? Always approach these connections, always approach your life, always approach the next big thing. I feel humbly, okay? I'm gonna leave like that. I can feel it. I may have to rephrase this, but again, source is saying that channel that I was using to channel in this knowledge is coming to a close. All right, okay, I have one more. I want to do this. Is it okay? Okay, he's saying I'm gonna try to reframe this question one more time for Uzma. Or reframe the answer one more time, or get a little more guidance on something else. One more time before I move to the next thing. But that will be it for today. Okay. Let's take a look here. This is one, I've thought of a lot in my, when it comes to my spiritual, the spiritual stuff, these concepts, these ideas, saying to me, saying yes, right? But this is one that I've had a really difficult time with. I think I go in the opposite way, at least I hope I do, or I guess I shouldn't hope that, but I often say it's everyone else who did it, right? But in reality, it's me making it through my life, right? It's me making these choices, it's me putting up with those awkward situations, it's me breaking through those barriers, those blocks, right? It's me making that choice, right? You don't think of you working out, right? It's you making that choice to get up, to work out, to do it, right? They may give you the energy, right? But it's you, right? So I just kind of want to say that. Anyway, we have the heart chakra for you in this reverse. Because of this block, and I feel like it is a pretty big one, what your mom is saying, or your mom's higher self, it's gotten a little bigger. You want to heal this. I see like a park or some kind of outside setting really, really being key. You may feel very connected there, but I don't feel water. Sorry, I don't mean to say it like it's an issue, but I don't feel any water there. I feel like it's like a park that like there's no water in. There's some kind of structure, right? That's there. What's coming through is I feel like you visited this maybe in your mind, in your memories, or maybe you've had dreams about it. But I think that this is a place that you can go. Maybe I feel like that place is going to be very helpful for you to heal. All right, it's such an odd thing, but I see you walking and like the wind's blowing and you're hearing messages. These messages. So you make it a lot when you walk without your headphones. These messages are going to be helpful for you to heal this, so that you can receive all you need to receive. So there's a problem hitting you right now in life that it's not too big for them to help with, or not too big for you to overcome. And there's an idea here that it is. My heart hurts a little bit as I say that, right? We have the waiting game reversed. Interesting. They'll meet you where you're at, is what they want to say with that. It is that. I can feel it a little bit, right? One thing that I guess I don't often, take into consideration is, we're all growing, right? The people helping us, right? And us, ourselves, right? And the beings of light, we're all collectively trying to raise Earth's vibration, raise Earth's, humanity's consciousness, so that we can achieve things collectively, right? Like we have this massive goal, and it's such a big thing to conceptualize, and my heart like just expanded a little bit, but we are all collectively doing this. We're all working towards a the same goal, very similar goals, right? And we're all growing in that, right? So we can all get triggered, right? And I feel like there's a message that comes through from them where when you have these ideas or these beliefs or these I want to say these understandings or false understandings that you did it by yourself, right? It kind of hurts them a little bit because they did a lot, right? And it's not like they're mad, they're not, it's not, right? But they're working through the same healings that you're working through, or they want to work with it with you, okay? We have patience coming through as well. Water. I don't know why water comes through very strongly. It's very key. And we have moving on in this reverse. This is more personal transition. I feel like you're going through a lot of personal transition right now, a lot of personal healing. There is need to heal a relationship with your mom or your connection with your mother. There's also a need for you to heal, I want to say connection with your guides and stuff, okay? Yeah, so I just want to like throw that out there for you. Sorry, Yes, yes. I want you to know that your mom's higher self, she's the one that's gonna help you with this as well. I know it sounds crazy, but I see like this vision of your mom putting her hand on your belly and another hand's on something else, and it's almost like she's helping you. I want to say channel the trigger or move to the trigger. I kind of want to say she's using a healing modality. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I do appreciate you asking your question as well. I needed this one. I'm going to think on this probably when I meditate later, just to really understand it more. But I know that this is one of the things that I have to heal. All right, so we have TJ coming next. TJ, 7:12. Okay, 7:12, and we are at, sorry, 85 minutes. What the hell is that? Sorry. Sorry, 1 hour. 25, okay. Sorry, I'm just like, there we go. I'm gonna go get Starbucks after this, yeah. Okay, let's take a look here. So we have TJ next. Okay, and I just wanna say thank you again, Uzma, thank you again. Thank you for all you do as well. I do appreciate it. And that's that place. I know it sounds crazy, but I feel like I've given you a message like this before, even if you don't really remember it. I do want to emphasize I feel it in my heart, like I've seen a vision of you there. I just want you to know that. I know that you know, you may look at that place and think it's nothing, or maybe you don't know what it is yet, or maybe you're wondering about like how to, like, you know, how to find there, stuff like that. Just channel it, right? Just meditate on it, and maybe get some pointers from your spiritual team and your spiritual council. That's actually what they want to call themselves. I want you to know that I truly have seen you at that place, whether or not you believe me at the present moment, okay? Like I have, and I know it's crazy to say, but I have, okay? Let's take a look here. We're at TJ. So what is it I need to know about this time in general? I have the urge to move soon. There is a yes to moving. I do recommend that you look with your intuition, not with like anyone else's guidance. You know, one thing that is really clear, and I know that our guides and stuff, they often, if you haven't like been with your guide for a while or worked with them for a while, or you know, stuff like that, they may not know your energy that well, right? Or they may not know what will be most beneficial for you. Saint Germain is someone that I've worked with my whole life. Yeah, ever since I was like, I guess 13, or sorry, you're saying 7. You know, I've been with Saint Germain for such a long time. Like I trust when I ask him something, right? I'm not saying that not to trust, but I feel like there's need for you to trust yourself about what place is the best place to move. And I do mean like geographically, not like in terms of to a new neighborhood, though that could be okay. I see you moving closer to the Midwest, but it doesn't have to be the case. But my message to you is for you to trust your intuition about where to move next, all right? Different places have different energy, and this comes through from Earth, right? Earth is saying that different parts of, you know, Earth have different pockets of energy being released, and the energy beneath your feet impacts how you feel, right? We know this, right? I think a lot of us are coming to terms with how powerful of an impact energy is, right? It can make you feel all these types of things. It can make you feel good, it make you feel bad, it can make you feel healthy, it can make you feel unhealthy, I don't know, right? We are all coming to terms with energy is potent, energy is powerful, and energy doesn't lie is what I want to say too. But although I do get the, yes it does, but my message to you, TJ, is that different places give off different energy, and that energy could be beneficial for your growth or beneficial for what you want to bring into this physical reality. I feel like you want, or you are going to have an idea that you want to bring into the physical, a conception idea that you want to give birth to soon. That's what I want to say, soon. So you are like, you're trying to essentially figure out, where do I want to plant the seed, right? That's the question. Now, I'm not thinking about moving. No. What you need to ask is, where do I want to plant the seed for this idea that I have, this business that I have, this thing I want to grow, right? And when you ask that question, and in that sense, you're going to know exactly where you should move, right? Exactly what city you should move in, exactly what location you should move in. There's something about the streets as well. I know I am not a big one on this one. I usually follow my guidance when it comes to where I move. But let's say, you know how like there's even number of streets, and then there's odd and opposite, or east or west or north or south. There's something like that comes through really strongly. It kind of reminds you of the energy of the four directions, but not really. There's something higher up. I feel like it's numbers. This comes through from Metatron. He's saying it is numbers. So be keenly aware about all these things. Follow your guidance. I feel like Saint Germain could be a good one for you to ask, but I'm not sure. Let me see. Sorry, Kundalini. It came through, and I never worked with that being, but also Kuan Yin. Those two I feel would be the most beneficial and helpful for you to figure out where to move or where to go or where to plant your seed. Okay, let's take a look here. What is it I need to know about this time? Let's see. We have intuition reversed. Okay. One thing that I can see. I feel like you've been receiving a lot lately, and this comes from Source. He's saying that this is partially my fault, right? You've been receiving a ton from Source, right? A ton from Source energy, to the point where it's kind of disconnected you from your intuition. It's kind of disconnected yourself from your own inner guidance system. It's kind of disconnected yourself from your own inner harmony. What you need to know about this time period is you need to reconnect to these parts of yourself where you would know, like, let's say if someone walks into the room, like, that's someone I need to know, and you have no problem walking up to them and talking to them, right? Because your inner guidance or your intuition told you so, right? There's something like that, where there's an inner guidance system that you used to use that you're no longer using as much because you receive so much, right? This convergence, and this is isn't always going to be, right? Everything opens, everything closes, these always open, these always close, right? This convergence or this receiving that we're getting will come to an end, right? What Source is saying is that we're moving up the source stream, essentially, right? He's saying it's no big deal. But my message to you with this intuition is that you used to have this strong inner guidance system that you no longer have. Or you're no longer using, or you disconnected yourself from. I would want to reconnect with that part of myself, right? This is High Priestess energy as well. You may want to think about what that means. We also have the throat chakra reverse as well. Throat chakra reverse, You know what's interesting? This kind of comes through from Source, right? Sometimes you're receiving so much, you feel like your opinion is almost wasted, or your knowledge is almost wasted, or what you offer, or what knowledge you're able to, or what your own understanding is almost pushed to the side. Reconnect with your own understanding about the world, right? With your own understanding about what's happening, or your own understanding about what your spiritual understandings or beliefs are. One thing that I can tell you is there's how you used to think of things, right? It's probably pretty right? It just is, right? We also have triumph and success, our victory and success coming through with balance. With balance, I feel here you've done pretty well for yourself. Other than this, I want to say this one issue. Actually, I just see it as one. You connecting yourself to your intuition again. That inner guidance. I honestly want to say the inner child. I know it sounds so crazy, but it's that's what I feel really strongly. This is the key. Bringing more balance in is key as well. And that base, the more that you practice this, the more that you're going to feel like you can trust it. The more that you feel like you're very sure of yourself as well. Again, this is Source answering this question. Source is saying that. You receiving so much, or you getting all this high dimensional knowledge from your guides and stuff like that, it's made you feel like you don't know anything, or you don't know enough, or made you feel very novice. What I hear from Saint Germain, or I guess it's Saint Germain, I think it's my dad. He calls me Padawan now. It is what it is. I'd actually like it. But it's made us feel a little small in a way, right? You have a beautiful internal guidance system. You have beautiful intuition. You have a beautiful way of going about your life. There is no need for you to change that, all right? With the balance coming through, know that you are just as valuable as they are. One thing that is coming through, and this came through from my father, my dad, anyway, sorry, I want to say dad, I think dad, he's saying that without you, they would have no purpose, right? I hope that makes sense, right? And it's important that, that is an understanding I used to have really well. We're their purpose, right? The beings of light, the guides, we are their purpose, right? They're here to assist, not just assist us, but how do I phrase this? Them helping us, that's what they came here to do, right? That's their, it's not their job, and I really do want to emphasize this. It's their purpose, it's their soul mission, it's their life goal, right? It's everything, right? Being able to do this work. And my message to you is to always remember that, right? You are your guide's purpose. You're your higher self's purpose, right? I want to say you're God's purpose as well. And there's a need for you to remember that and to really hold that into your heart and hold that to be true, okay? And we have suffering and silence reversed. What's interesting, I feel here when it comes to your move and stuff like that, oh, but not presented with a plan at this time. Oh, I swear I didn't read that. I have the urge to move, but not presented with a plan at this time. Any guidance? Interesting. I just started going on a tangent. I just want you to know that. But, I feel like you have all the knowledge you need about your move, right? You have all the information you need about your move, right? They're there to make it as easy and as simplistic as possible. And I feel like you're very connected to the energy of my dad, or I don't know. I want to say source energy, but I don't know. With the suffering and silence in this reverse here, there are parts of you that are being neglected, ignored, because you're looking outside for advice or outside for guidance. Look inwards, right? And this comes from Rumi. And universe is found within you. All right, universe is, it's not outside of yourself. And my message to you is that you're gonna find the answers that you need for your move, for your life, for this new conception idea inside of yourself, not outside. Like I usually pull them for guidance. Does it make sense? Like, what do you think about this, right? Or not, you know what I mean? Like I don't have, they don't come with the whole plan. I hope that makes, yeah, sorry. Sorry, Saint Germain just a little chuckle, but it's true, right? Yeah, I don't expect Saint Germain to have the whole plan for me. I'm like, I'm thinking about this. What do you think, right? That's kind of how my I think how my dynamic is with my guides. Sorry, he says you would know. I guess it's true, but in the moment or when I'm channeling, it's hard to know. But I want you to know that I look inwards first. I look how I know in terms of how I feel about things first before I ask anyone. My message to you is to do the same. Yeah, there you go. Any last thing? We have heartache and loss. There is like a sister or a mom that you lost. I know it sounds crazy. It could be from a past life, but I feel like it's from this one. That weighs heavy on you. So maybe it's not like lost them. Maybe you just don't talk to them as much, or maybe the connection with your mom or your sister. I feel like it's a sister. Isn't completely there. You know how I told Uzma I've given them a message before. I've given you this one too. As crazy as that sounds, I just want to throw that out there for you. I have a lot of visions. I have it's actually become very clear. I have really strong clairvoyance, like crazy strong. So maybe it's that source is saying yes. My message to you though is that your sister, the connection with your sister is meant to be healed. Is meant to be I feel like you're missing her more than you think you are. All right. My sister's walking into the door, by the way, to let you know that. Oh, sorry.
Come to the kitchen.
Sorry, my family is too. Anyway, I want you to know though that your connection with your sister, with your mom, which by the way, my mom and my sister both of us just walked into the door. How's that for a coincidence? My message to you with the heartache and that loss is that you're missing your connection with them, specifically your sister, more than you know. I feel like your sister is a guide for you. One thing that's kind of coming through is I feel like she's a guiding light. I know it sounds crazy, but there is a strong emphasis on that. And this could be from the past life, but I feel like it's truly something more. It's really something more than that. Let's see. Is there anything else for TJ? Anything else for TJ? Again, sister, mom, very, very strong. And I really, really want to like to say that there's a need to cultivate that connection if you can, or even calling them in if they have passed on, or you can call in their higher self, right, and ask them questions and connect with them more. Okay, we have balance coming through as well. That beautiful energy. We have the solar plexus chakra. Okay. So with these two energies coming through, your connection with your family, your connection with your sister, your connection with yourself and your own inner guidance, this is where your power is, right? I think the inner guidance in yourself is key, right? That's where your power is. Don't think of your power outside of you, think of it within you, right? That's the key. And we have firm foundation here as well. There is a conception idea that you're going to bring into this physical creation that you haven't done yet. This is a big deal. I think it's going to be one that's, oh, that sounds good. Sorry, it's going to be one that a lot of people are going to be very appreciative of, but my message to you with that passion ignited is you haven't done it yet, right? Find the right place, the right time, the right season, the right address, right? And plant that seed there, okay? Thank you. I want to be ending your reading there. I want to, actually, I want to pull one more for you. Pull one more card. I don't know when I started your reading or not. Actually, don't even. Oh, I think I got your time wrong. Sorry. Okay, sorry. We have, this is in its reverse, a full moon in Libra. Find balance. Find a balance reverse. Look at what's in your life that's bringing you disharmony. Look at what is in your life that's imbalanced, and start to bring balance there. I feel like there is a need for you to connect to the energy of like Buddhism. You know how like they have those, I want to say, sorry, it did come through from Buddha. Those shrines are those places that you see people congregate that maybe Buddhist. I remember I was at the park, or it was on one of those, I don't know, night walks, or those night dreams or whatever. I saw them there, and I sat right next to them. There is a need for you to connect to that energy, connect to meditation more, and finding calm within the self. Right? We have new moon in Libra. Know you are loved. There is a part of you that's missing that connection with your family, that needs to remember that you are loved, that you've been loved your whole life. You're loved every moment of every single day, and reminding yourself of that love is key, okay? We have full moon in Aquarius. Be real. I feel like there are people in your life that may be able to read you or may be able to sense what's going on. Be honest with them, all right? Open up to what they're saying. Everyone is trying to anchor the very same thing that you are anchoring, right? Which is those expansion in our gifts, or those heightenings of our senses. That's actually what Source wants to say, right? It's heightening of senses, essentially, right? As crazy as it sounds, a message to you is to be real, right? Be willing to open up and be willing to be more honest. And then we have last quarter moon in Pisces. Talk less, feel more. This is going to be key to connecting yourself to your intuition again, all right? And your inner guidance system, all right? This comes through from Saint Germain. Last quarter moon in Scorpio. Reveal what needs to be seen. There's one thing that I can see here, and this is, I feel, for quite a few people who are listening, including yourself. We often receive messages from our guides, from our own inner guidance system, from our own intuition, from source, right? We're not imparting on the people around us that we got it for, right? Be a true servant of the light and reveal whatever information you receive, all right? And that's key. What Saint Germain wants to say is you don't receive anything that you can't give, or you're not meant to give, right? If you receive it, you're meant to. You would know it if it was otherwise, if I want to say. But he's saying no, not that, right? I feel like the message that's coming through is when you receive messages about your family, or about your loved ones, or even your friends or your coworkers, or even if you're doing a reading for someone, be willing to say what comes out, right? Even if it doesn't necessarily resonate with them, right? Some part of them needed to hear that, okay? And I want to leave it there. I want to thank you, TJ. Thank you for purchasing, and I want to thank everyone else for purchasing the reading, and take care. Bye, everyone.